The snake lore of East Tennessee is rich and varied. There's the tale of the mama rattler who would open her mouth real wide when trouble was near, and all the babies would run inside, and she'd clamp down tight until the danger was past. Or the great hoop snake of the mountains, a great big long snake that would bite its own tail like a big wheel and roll down the hill after you faster than you could run. Whether there's any truth to these tales or not, we'll soon find out. Why is there such fear of snakes?
I think it's based on the fact that people just do not know about snakes. In most situations, there's absolutely nothing to fear.
Vern Tryon has studied snakes from all over the world, and as curator of reptiles at the Knoxville Zoo, he sees plenty of snakes from East Tennessee. Vern says stories about hoop snakes and rattlesnakes that gather their young in their mouths are nothing more than snake tales.
Well, I think a lot of it's based on, of course, stories that have been passed down through the families, through generations.
It's always good to check things that are laying on the ground when you're looking for snakes. Something like this old piece of wood here, you never know what might be under it. You have to be careful not to put your hands under it when turning. There's one, it's a king snake. This particular type of snake is known for eating such things as copperheads and small rattlesnakes.
And of the 25 kinds of snakes found in East Tennessee, it's only the copperhead and timber rattler that are poisonous.
There's a common water snake, which a lot of people confuse for the venomous cottonmouth or water moccasin, but there are none found in East Tennessee.
It's easy to tell which snakes are poisonous. You just have to get close enough to look.
The copperhead and the timber rattlesnake
They're members of the same family?
Right, they're pit vipers. And they're called pit vipers because they have heat-sensing pits, and they appear actually as holes that go into the face on each side. Another characteristic is the pupil of the eye. Now, you might be able to notice that in this rat snake, the pupil is round. Whereas if it was a copperhead or a timber rattlesnake, it would actually appear vertical, as a vertical slit, and it would be what is called sort of a cat-like pupil.
And of course, the timber rattler has its own special distinction. But all is not lost if a poisonous snake does bite. Vern says probably less than 1% of the bites are fatal, and some folks think it's worth the risk. They actually want snakes close by. The farmers collect snakes and put in their barn, don't they?
That's exactly right. The smart farmers do. The rat snakes probably do about as efficient a job at controlling rodents as any variety you can have.
Those are the facts about these unusual reptiles. But hey, did you ever hear the tale about the milk snake that used to sneak into the barn and crawl up the leg of the cow and grab hold of that udder?